Welcome to the Blue Cafe. We offer stories of infidelity, betrayal, and redemption. Please like and subscribe. Cheers. Now, on to today's story. Low libido wife was sexting, became high libido. Is this cheating? What's going on? Advice. So this is a super weird story that happened 5 years ago, but I'm still not over it. In the last 15 years I worked on my career, became a surgeon, income increased, lifestyle improved. My wife stopped her career. We have 2 kids, she was home most of the time. Our sex life was boring, I was high libido, she was low libido. Most of the time I initiated, it was like maintenance sex. Suddenly, 5 years ago she became a sex maniac. I mean, like, she started giving me blowjobs and demanded sex several times a day. Even for me, too much. A few weeks later I found out that she was sexting with a random guy from another country. Like hard sexting, she sent him nudes, close-up pictures. At the same time she planned a trip with some female friends to this country and wrote to him to meet her. They made plans for meeting, looking for a hotel. The interesting thing is, this guy is a laborer without any education, divorced, has a child, from a pretty poor country. He is not good looking, muscular. She even offered to pay for the train ticket to the town where she was supposed to be. So in terms of sex life I had the time of my life for several weeks. Then she went on a short trip and I discovered her sexting on her computer. I confronted her, she was sorry, she said that it was only for her sexual arousal and compared it to reading an erotic book. It was becoming harder and harder with time, because she needed more and more arousal. She said that the planned meeting was fake and she would never do it, but she needed more stimulation and our sex life is great now. She stopped with the sexting, but the guy obviously fell in love and started to threaten her with blackmail and sending the nudes to her friends and publishing the photos all over the internet with her name. After several sleepless nights he stopped and they never contacted again. So she told me that she was sorry and stupid. I told her that I forgave her and everything was fine. But it wasn't. Our sex life came back to normal 1-2x/month after a few weeks. I never really trusted her since. I feel like it was some kind of cheating. So when she started to have high libido 4 months ago again I sensed that something was going on. This time she was into a foreign classical music artist. She even invited him into our house. I agreed, but fortunately he was a total jerk and only used her help and my money to push his career further. I checked her phone, found some mild flirting at the beginning but then nothing. He left. She somehow felt abused by him. Again, she said that it was only about the music and she was stupid and this time it wasn't sexual. Our sex life is great again, so I shouldn't complain. But why do I feel bad? I'm also afraid that her libido will go down again after a few weeks. I must add that I'm super supportive, I love her, I adore her, I tell her that she is beautiful, I really mean it, I support her in every possible way. I do not force her to have sex with me, I never did. She says that she doesn't know what's going on with her, she says that she loves me, she never wants to leave me, or me to leave her, or be with any other men. I'm in therapy because of a mental breakdown in December, job issues, resolved, and at the same time the classical artist issue, also resolved, and low self-esteem. She refuses to see a therapist, but she admits that something is wrong with her. Edit. The first time she was in another country, not in Russia, so I am confident that she didn't cheat. However, I am convinced now that she cheated emotionally with the Russian caveman. The second time, she was flirting with the artist at the beginning of her contact with him, but later stopped. He is super strict Catholic, 15 years younger, and he told her to stop, so she did. Later when he visited us, she was taking care of him all the time, showed him our city, invited him to dinners, and he used her in financial matters, took some money for gifts and didn't give it back, then left for his country. He also wrote to his friend. She found out by coincidence that she is like a horny older woman. She was completely devastated for 1 to 2 weeks because she really did much for him and to promote him. But she told me everything and repeated many times that it was only about the music. I don't know. The artist issue started 4 months ago and finished 3 weeks ago. For 4 months our sex life is great, like 5 years ago, but not that extreme. I'm very satisfied. Every day she is cuddling, telling me that I'm the only one, that she loves me. We have sex every second day, which is perfect for me. In December I had a mental breakdown due to job issues and the artist issue, but I recovered with help of intensive therapy. I think that she has some problems with her body and that she was bored. I am a type of person who tries to understand a problem, and I am not following the current trend to divorce immediately. Even if she would duck a guy, I would give her a chance. Everybody can make a mistake. I will try to save the marriage and I will define the limits. I already told her what my limits are. If she will cross it again, I will separate and then probably file for divorce. Thanks for all the comments and advice. You know what else works like an erotic novel? An erotic novel. You know who doesn't post your consensually sent nudes all over the internet via blackmail? An erotic novel. True. Yikes. Let's be very clear here. She cheated twice. The first involved sharing intimacy with another man and the second was emotionally. Don't be under any delusions that this wasn't clearly infidelity. Not romance novels. She shared her body with another person, digitally. So she won't do any personal work to figure out what is going on. Then she will get worse, not better. This has been 2 attempts to cheat. She isn't going to magically stop. In fact, the opposite. She will get worse until it finally turns physical. Something is wrong mentally with your wife. And she shows zero desire to fix it. Which means you can expect more trauma coming to you soon. Your wife has an illness deep inside her. She can hide the symptoms for a while, but ultimately that illness comes back out. Your kids deserve a healthier household. It's clear you are struggling due to her actions. Without some serious changes, they will grow up and have their own struggles in relationships due to the poor example y'all have set. You don't trust her and are unhappy. That is manifested out in this relationship. It seems clear that she doesn't have a low libido. She just has a low libido for you. Exactly. He should seriously consider STD and DNA tests as well. I have a hard time believing she never physically cheated. He's a surgeon, he might actually have already done STD and DNA tests. I have a hard time believing she never physically cheated. Me neither. Ding ding. If she ain't gonna do therapy and or couples counseling, then serve her. You don't deserve to be rug swept and dealing with this again X number of years later when it happens again. You are her financial and emotional safety net. Unfortunately, you don't excite her sexually or arouse her emotionally. She needs an IC to fix this or it will get much worse. And I don't even think she's in love with him. If she loved him, she wouldn't have cheated on him twice. Needs to wake up and smell the coffee, because it's only a matter of time until she finds guy number 3 to cheat on him with and maybe eventually leave. It'll happen again, but she won't leave. He's a surgeon. I'm afraid it will happen again. Now it's perfect. Sex life is great, she is very nice to me, I am too. But for how long? Yep, you're her life condom while she is ducking other men. It will happen again. She might change, but not if she gets away easily every time she does it. If she stays with you, she will do it again, 99% sure. It can be hard to find another good sexual partner, and the kids will have a hard time, but you can push through that. Unless you want to keep being a human safety net, you choose. All the best. You seem to have a tremendous amount of denial here that you have any control over this situation. You absolutely do not. You admit in other posts your wife has unresolved childhood trauma due to alcoholic parents who yelled a lot. At some point you need to take more drastic action and quit ignoring the elephant in the room. Either you confront your wife and demand she gets help, or you start making serious changes. She cheated once and attempted to cheat a second time. And you did nothing. You rug swept it. That just isn't how infidelity trauma works. The body always keeps the score, and now it's impacting your personal life and mental health. You need to take greater control here. Put up stronger boundaries and demand your partner atone for the damage she did, and quit rug sweeping it. Read the book The Body Keeps the Score. Much of what you feel is due to not properly addressing the damage she did and minimizing it. Your body is keeping score of the pain you are trying to bury, but know that you really shouldn't. Now it's perfect. It really isn't. You and her have done none of the work that goes into growing from your actions here. She strayed, did no work, seeked no help, and strayed again. You found out, imposed no actual boundaries or expectations, and then you found her cheating again. You're gonna blame her the third time, or yourself? Because neither of you are being proactive about making tangible growth a requirement for continuing this relationship. You are a physician? You need to read about what is psychologically wrong with people who do this. They have something wrong deep within themselves. Lying and pretending with a stranger while your husband sleeps in bed is actually disgusting. It is sick. You are too wrapped up in what you thought your marriage was, I guess. You need a reality check in therapy about this. Is it really sick? Disgusting? I mean, come on, almost every person in every couple has thought or fantasized even briefly about another person, real or fictional, over their spouse. It is a problem, yes, it needs to be addressed, yes, but is she some monster? I mean, highly unlikely. Normal people do what they want or what they can get away with. We constantly judge and weigh up options and decide between them, often taking into account a huge range of options and additional information that may have bearing on which is the right choice for us at any moment in time. In this case, she's bored and horny and talks to a guy, who she fancies at least somewhat, and he keeps her engaged and interested through the sexting. It's irrational and in breach of the social contract we sign by being in monogamous relationships. By sexting, we are breaching that contract, and ultimately risk losing it. And what that means is that she weighed up the decision to sext, and at the time it was what she wanted to do. She knew that even in spite of the possible ramifications, and judged that Op would accept it and there would be no consequences, so why wouldn't she? I told her, this was the second yellow card, and in soccer after 2 yellow cards comes the red card. I made myself clear, but I try my best to save this marriage. We hope you have enjoyed today's episode. Please comment, like and subscribe. Cheers. Have a wonderful day or night. Wherever you are.